So I just want to emphasize again, the board here has to turn around. The board members just have to turn around.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
We do have a cap in place that was recently placed on we have 150 as the cap. We have a waiting list of 2 people apparently. And we do have a exemption process to the cap that we have yet to finalize. So that has yet to be determined how that we proceed if we do have people who would rather not be on a waiting list and would like to have a short-term rental outside of the 150 cap complete their case. So unfortunately, we don't have a cap. So we have a way for them to exceed the cap, which is negating the cap. So that Tim and I both voted against the cap exemption process. We did vote for the cap, right? Right. So we were in the minority of the 5. So we have 3 that wanted it, 2 that didn't. So unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles. But
I think Sarah.
Because the cap, as near as I can tell, the cap, they just negated the cap. But,
oh yeah.
I listened to that meeting, and they had the cap. They spent the rest of the meeting trying to figure out how they get around it.
Yep. Well, that's their agenda.
Yeah, I understand.
So I'm curious about tax exemptions. So we've been talking about the community, we've been talking about what kind of community we'd like. I think I keep hearing, multi-generational, we're looking for affordable housing. Affordable housing for seniors might mean something else. I don't know what municipal discretion. We don't have control over the county taxes, we don't have control over the school taxes. Do we have any control over the town taxes or tax rate or opportunity to recognize seniors who are in their own homes for a period of time? It doesn't change the assessment, but it might change what they are required to pay. Kind of, yeah, the state would be the star. Is there any local version of that, or is that something that could be a conversation?
It's through Essex County. The assessor is the one that you would get the paperwork from, or you could get that online. I talked about this at one of the board meetings. There are senior citizen exemptions, but it's based on income.
Right.
And it's only a percentage of the amount that you would get taken off of your assessment. So, or that you wouldn't be taxed on. So it does affect something, but it's a very microscopic amount. So it's on a sliding scale. For Wilmington, it's if your maximum income limits are $25,000 up to $33,399. It's a sliding scale based on that, and it's a percentage of the amount. So if you are in the 25,000 range, you would get a 50% decrease in the percentage of your taxes, and up to the $33,399, you would only get 5% decrease in your assessment value. So
I guess that's not just speaking to seniors.
This
it's income, it's senior.
It's senior citizens' income. It's not
Right,
just based
but it's still income based.
Income based for senior citizens. You have to have an age and an income component.
And so anyway, that's a question of, is that, and that's the state.
It's the county.
It's the county.
And they just recently increased it. I think it was
Okay,
either
so-
last year or the year before they increased the income limits.
But the town doesn't have any opportunity to, admittedly, it would be very small because the town portion is smaller.
I don't know the answer to that. I know that the town did do a firefighter exemption. We talked about a Cold War veteran exemption. I don't know as if we have any influence on senior citizen exemptions, but that would be something that we could look into.
Okay. I'm just curious, if we talk about lowering something or covering it, so ideas.
Yes.
they lost.
Problems with some of those exemptions are it gets added on to the other taxpayers'
I know.
taxes. But I mean, I'm all for firefighters and veterans and everybody did great, there's no question about it. The income thing for the seniors, I mean, $30,000, how can a person even exist on $30,000?
Yeah.
I mean, why don't they raise it where it makes a difference?
And they just,
I know,
I could
I
be
know they
I could
did.
be misspeaking, I believe
No,
they just
they
recently,
did.
they did, okay. Yeah,
But it should go up, in my opinion, it should go up as much as our assessments go up, say 85%. Then why didn't that go up 85%?
that's a great question, Randy.
You know?
You should be
It's
on the
just
town
a-
board.
It's just a very unfair way of dealing with poor people that just don't have a chance of living comfortably in their older age. I'm one of them. And, you know,
Still working.
it's just, it just seems so very unfair.
No, you're exactly right.
Is there any way that there could be a cap on the tax rate for people that have been here for a while, which then is non-transferable? So when you sell the house, then they can raise it whatever they want.
You're not gonna wanna hear this. A lot of these things are state matters. Our hands are, there's not that much we can do at the town level other than setting the budget, looking for ways to use bed tax money for things that property taxes have paid for in the past, increasing fees for certain things, increasing other ways to raise revenue. But that type of thing, my impression is, if only we had a town attorney here, but my impression is that that would take state action.
How about, I don't know how grants work, but I saw something about money that was given and how should it be used? Could some money be given back to seniors for the taxes that they pay?
You mean bed tax money? Give, as a
Money,
refund?
okay.
Right. You know-
What she was referring to was like grant money, you apply for a grant and do that.
Like I talked about a dog fight.
Mhm.
Forgive me for those that
Mhm.
dog and one dog fight. But, you know, using some of that money and giving it back to the seniors who.
So that's bed tax money. That's community enhancement bed tax money, and it's supposed to be used for special projects.
So could that be a
Improve
special
community,
project?
well, community, and it's supposed to be tied to tourism in some way, unfortunately. Like, do I agree with that? No. Would I rather have it go directly to seniors? Yes.